Hey guys, Sean from Note Cycles. Today I'm going to show you how to install one of our new JVC radio bundles into your 98 to 13 Harley-Davidson Street Glide. We have two different JVC radio bundles that come plug and play, ready to go into your Harley. First is the KD-T92MBS. Now this is a mechless unit, but gives you Bluetooth, gives you USB, AM, FM, and 3 sets of RCA pre-outs. Next we have the JVC KD-T92MBS. So it's a CD player, gives you USB and auxiliary, as well as AM, FM, and Sirius XM satellite capability. The JVC KD-T92MBS also features K2 audio technology, which will give you that extra bit of sound quality on your motorcycle, as well as multicolor illumination for both the screen and the buttons. Both of these JVC head units will come shipped to you, plug and play ready. So let's go over some of the tools needed to install these radios into our 2008 Harley-Davidson. First, we're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, T27 Torx, 5/16 Allen, a pair of cutters, some wire ties, and some panel removal tools. Now, yours may be a little bit different, so you may need some different tools, but those are the general tools we're going to need to disassemble and install our radios. So now that we've gone over your options for radios and the tools, let's go ahead and get the front fairing disassembled. So as we begin disassembly of our 2008 Street Glide, we have 7 total fasteners that we need to remove to release the front fairing. On ours, we have 3 Phillips head holding in the windscreen, and then we have 4 T27s on the inside of the fairing. So I like to start by having something to cover up my front fender, whether it be a blanket, a towel, a fender protector. So we're going to start with that. And now we can go ahead and grab our Phillips head screwdriver, start releasing the 3 screws holding in the windscreen and the top of the fairing. So we can remove this piece and then slide off our front windscreen. So now we have our front windscreen off. We can move to the inside of the fairing. So again, we have 4 T27 Torx to remove. First one that I'm going to remove is right here. So now we can move to the other side and remove the upper T27 bolt. Now that the 2 tops are removed, we'll move to the inner bottom part of the fairing and get those 2 T27s removed. And then we'll move to the other side. And now we have one last T27 to remove in the lower part of the fairing, so let's get that out. So now our fairing is fully released. I'm going to show you how to get it up and off of your bike next. So now all 7 of our fasteners are out. We're going to just gently lift up and tilt, revealing our our headlight plug. Now that you're just gonna gently wiggle off. So now our front fairing's off. We reveal our factory radio. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get all of my plugs undone off of the factory radio. Easiest way to do that is with some sort of panel removal tool or a small flathead screwdriver. Stick towards the back, lift up, and then just wiggle it out. Then we can go ahead, this one has a CB, we'll just remove the antenna out, get it out of our way. Same thing with the bigger power harness. Lift up, wiggle it out, and remove. And then because this one has a CB, we'll have to go ahead and remove this one as well. So that one you're gonna push in on both sides and then just remove. Finally, we have our antenna that will just pull straight out. Now we've unplugged everything out of our factory radio and CB. You may not have a CB, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. But next we need to remove these little support wings from either side so we can access our bolts that are actually physically holding the radio in. So we'll do that next. Removing our front fairing supports are relatively easy. T25 Torx, 3/16 Allen. T25 is on the speaker, so go ahead and just undo that one. And then go ahead and get that 3/16 Allen. So that gives us the ability to move the support out of the way. Now we'll remove this side, starting with the Torx. And then the Allen. So now we have that out of our way. So now we can start removing the 4 bolts that hold in the factory radio. So now we have to remove 4 bolts to get out the factory radio. They are kind of hidden. One is here and one is directly behind. I found the easiest way to go through is there's a hole in the side here. You can go straight into the first one and remove it. The second one, you kind of have to lift up on the inner fairing support and then go into the back there and you can get it. So let's go ahead and get those removed now. Now you want to be careful not to drop this inside. So when you have it most of the way out, just try to slide it and grab it. So now we'll go ahead and remove the rear one. Now that these 2 are out, we have 2 more to remove. Same process as on this side. You're going to go through the fairing support and then through the back. So we'll go ahead and get those out. So now all 4 bolts that are holding our factory radio in are out. Easiest thing to do, just grab and slowly wiggle backwards with maybe a little push on the front and slide it straight out through the front of the bike. So now we got the front end of our motorcycle taken apart. It's time to install our JVC KD-T92MBS. So first, we have everything because it will come ready to go. So we're just going to take it and just like pulling that factory radio out, installing the new radio in, just slide it in between. Right into the opening, and we're going to line up, just generally line up the brackets on the inside of the fairing. We're going to double check the inside. Looks great. So just to make sure, we're going to go ahead and get the back bolts started to hold it in place while we get it all plugged in and tested. Go ahead and get a bolt started on either side. So there's one. Get this one started here. Okay, so we got them both started. It's steady, it's not going to fall out. So we're going to grab our harnesses. So if you have rear speakers, you want to make sure you add the rear speaker 35-pin adapter. If you only have front fairing speakers, it will come automatically with your power and front speaker plug. So we're going to find our corresponding plugs. So here's our 35-pin. Go ahead and line that up. You'll notice that there's 2 notches there. That goes into the factory. Squeeze and click. And then our smaller plug, same thing. Line it up. Click. So from there, you can actually turn the bike on, not start it, just turn it on, make sure the radio comes on, you hear audio, and we're going to want to test our handlebar control to make sure that it's correct. And I'll show you also how to reset your handlebar control in case it didn't take it the first time. So let's go ahead and turn that on. So I have noise. One thing I did forget to do is plug in the antenna so I can receive my AM/FM signals. There we go. So I'm working. Let's double check the handlebar controls. I'll go volume up. So volume up works. So my sources change. Perfect. So now I know that it works. We can go ahead and start reassembling and getting the radio tightened down. So before we put our fairing back on, we need to do just a little bit of cleanup. We want to get some wire ties on here, get some of this stuff mounted up out of the way. So we can just go ahead and make it relatively neat. Grab a couple wire ties. Get this stuff wire tied out of the way, but also still easy access in case we need to get to it again. All right, let's tighten down our 4 bolts to hold in our new JVC radio. So now let's get this side tightened down. So we're going to start the reassembly of the bike. We need to first put our inner fairing supports back in. Again, remember the longer screw goes into the speaker. Get that kind of started by hand, and then our 3/16 bolt will go into the metal part of the fairing. Get those tightened down. Grab our T25. Tighten our speaker back in. Now we'll move over to the other side. Get these tightened in. So now we got both of those tightened. We can go ahead and grab our front fairing, get the headlight plugged in, and get it mounted back on the bike. So now we have our front fairing. We need to remember to plug in our headlight connector. So plug that in, making sure it clicks. And then we'll want to kind of hold any wiring that could potentially be in the way, and then just gently slide the front fairing back into place. So it'll kind of just lay there. So there we go. So now I'm going to grab the front windscreen and the trim piece, kind of get that on and situated. So we're going to slide our front windscreen into position. Get our trim piece into position. And just get them just started for now till we get everything lined up. In, but not completely done. All right, so we have 4 to get in on the inside. I'm going to start with the upper one here. Get that tightened up. We'll move over to the other side. And then we'll move to the lower part of the fairing. And then finally, the last one. Now your bike is completely reassembled. You want to make sure, tighten your windscreen up. So let's just tighten these up on the windscreen. So now that your installation and reassembly are complete of your brand new JVC head unit, you can go out and enjoy your motorcycle again with your upgraded audio experience. If you have any questions or are looking to purchase this JVC bundle, please visit us at notecycles.com. And as always, have a blast out there.